Good morning, one and all. Welcome to my video. My name is Saumil Shah and I work as a software engineer. In this video, let's get started with Docker pipelines. Let's understand the concepts of Docker pipeline, what exactly it is, and then we'll see a small demo on Docker pipeline. So let's say so the idea of Docker pipeline is basically you have these microservices working internally on some port X or port Y. Let me actually give you a very nice example. I'm gonna draw this. So give me one sec. Okay, so I'm gonna say Docker pipeline, and we'll also use like design patterns in this, like best Docker practices. What I'm saying is basically like we'll have like 3 Docker containers, and the 4th Docker container is calling the all of the 3. For example, it's called as a facade pattern. So let me show you something. Okay, so first of all, let's say you have a block M1. I'm gonna give you a subtle example. So let's say this is a TensorFlow block. So the job of this block is just to do word embedding. Okay, so you have this block. Okay, you have this machine learning block which is running inside a Docker container. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna actually take one more of these and try to, because I'm gonna publish all of these, so I'm gonna make sure that I make it very proper and neat and clean and all of that. So I'm gonna place this on the top of that one, and I'm gonna say fill as null. So we have this Docker container running here on this one, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry for that. So I have this Docker container running here. So this container actually would be running on this port. Let's say this is the port 6000. Okay. So essentially we are developing this internal pipes here. So this is working on internal port 6000. Now this Docker container which is running on, this is the main Docker container, which can have of course Nginx, WSGI, load balancing. So again, I'm gonna draw a box above that, make sure a little bit small. I'm gonna take a text block right here. I'm gonna write an article also. So now this Docker container has been exposed to port 5000 to the outside world. Okay. Now what pipeline says is, let's say, so basically what we will do is basically this block right here calls this block right here. Okay, so this block calls this blocks. Okay, and what we do essentially is to outside world, everything is inside this block. Okay, now let me see if I get a diagram of client. Okay, maybe I can. So the clients here are accessing on the port 5000. Of course, we can have a WSGI gateway. I'm showing you one of the best practices. Okay, so let's say let's take this one. So what we do, yeah, this one I've just learned by myself. Of course, nobody taught me about all of these stuff. So just by reading and doing stuff like that. So what we will do is basically instead of this port, so these stuff would be calling here. This one also calls here, and then internally this one, this is basically your Nginx gateway. I'm gonna take one more arrow block. That one. So ideally, what Docker pipeline is exactly is basically you have several Docker containers running, and with one Docker compose, basically you spin up the entire container, all the containers. So let's say this is a TensorFlow block, which is a very heavy computation word embedding module. Instead of putting that in the same Docker container, the same REST API, I basically broke down into several internal microservices. So whenever I call, of course, this is Nginx, load balancing, WSGI. So the client basically calls on port 80, basically the default HTTP port, which calls the block M2. Block M2, it will internally call block M1, which is a TensorFlow model, which is running a TensorFlow model. Once the word embedding is done, this is gonna return a JSON response. One thing I should have done here, let me do that so I don't forget it. So then this block right here is gonna return data here. Okay, and then we can put this one right here. That's perfect. So that's the Docker pipeline architecture. Let me show you a very simple example. And of course, we'll spin up the game later on. In the second part, we'll do the more advanced Docker containers. So I have a folder called as TensorFlow Docker. I don't have TensorFlow, of course, but I'm just showing you. Okay. So I have two folders, my app and my app 2. App has basically a simple stuff. Let me actually show you the my app 2 first. So this is my app 2, basically default on home route as a Docker file, right? We run this Docker file, have a requirements.txt. Now what this does is basically my app, this is a first container M1, or M2 basically. This is gonna call the container my app 2. So internally it's gonna call my app 2. See how I'm using the naming convention, and then it's running on port 6000, right? So if you see here, if I actually go to my app 2, running on port 6000 here. So again, now on my app 1, so it's gonna call these, it's gonna return the JSON, and it's gonna, of course you can add like business logic and then return this business logic there. Let's look at the compose file a bit. Of course, this is a very bare minimum stuff. Of course, I'm gonna do volume mount and all of that, environment variables in each of that separately. So best of best practices. So, but this is a very simple start. So my app, build all the things in the my app. We give it a container name, restart always, depends on my app 2, because we are depending on this guy. We are exposing port 5000 to outside world. Port 6000 is an internal port, so it's not being exposed. And as soon as I start this container, which I have done already, so if you see, if I hit on, so if I try to hit this on the port 5000, okay, see what do we get. So we get the response M1 because we were hitting that one, but we also got M2 because we are internally hitting that another Docker container. So you see how these form like a chain of Docker containers. So you see, also there are a lot of good design practices. Like for example, you have three of the Docker container, and then you would have one facade Docker container. So the facade Docker container is going to call internally all of these Docker container, and you make a microservice architecture. I mean, as I said, things get really interesting as you proceed further. So let's keep it simple. I'm gonna put this initial code of this Docker container on my GitHub. It would be named as Docker pipeline, getting started with Docker pipeline. So check it out, and if you have any more questions, list your questions in the comments, and I would be very happy to assist you. Once again, thank you for love, support, and see you guys next time.